Hey everyone, so I wanted to share one of my favorite little tips for recruiting new coaches and business building coaches at that. One of the things that I have found that is so helpful in the past is anybody who's in your challenge groups who shares their transformation photo or sends it to me personally or tells me, hey, I've been on Shakeology for 2 weeks and I've noticed this. I always ask after I tell them how amazing they've done, and really compliment them and make sure that they feel, really proud of what they've done, because it is huge. So many people don't finish a program and don't even start a program. So I make sure that I let them know how important that is. But then I'll say, do you mind if I share this as a Transformation Tuesday post and spotlight you as a Spotlight Challenger of the week, to show other people what is possible? And so almost always they will say yes. And I always say too, in that post, I'll always say something like, if I share it, I can, put stars over your face, or I can not tag you in it or not use your last name if that makes you more comfortable. And almost always they'll say, go ahead and tag me. It's a little outside of my comfort zone, but I'm excited to share that with others. And so I just did this today. And usually what happens after this and after I share it is they see how many people are interested, and they see how many people who are saying, oh my gosh, what did she do? And what ends up happening is their people start commenting, and they see how many people would be interested in what they would have to offer as a coach. So then it's so easy for me to say, hey, a lot of your friends are commenting on this. Why don't you think about coaching? I know we've talked about it in the past. I just think that you would be an amazing coach. And this is kind of social proof that you can do this, and that by you just sharing even more of your story and more of your backstory, it's going to be very easy for you to grow your business and help these people who are your friends, and even more than that. And almost always their confidence has gone up, and they realize how many people there are out there to help, because a lot of people don't start coaching because, one, they fear what people are going to think about them. So when they see that social support, it makes them feel really good. But they also fear that there's lack of people and not enough people out there who are interested in what they have to offer. Because I have a lot of followers on my page, it makes it super easy for me to post it and really get people involved and interacting. Something else that's really important is if you post a Challenger Spotlight, if you do that, go to the team page, go to our TNT page and say, hey guys, I just posted this Challenger Spotlight today, and her story is amazing. Do you care to just go to my page and show her some love and support, because she was really nervous about me posting this? And so then whenever our team is going and showing that support too, they see that community, the community of people that will be there to support them, not only in their health and fitness journey, but with coaching if they decide to do that. And a lot of them don't even know that their coach is going there and saying amazing results. It just makes them feel good, and that's really important. To boost up their confidence. And so as soon as they get that confidence, they definitely are interested in coaching, because they see people who are interested who they can help. Like tonight, I'm going to post one, and this person, for example, does not want to be tagged in it. I'm like, oh, that's perfectly fine, but she's still going to see the support from other people, and there's not going to be any negative stuff. If there is, usually I don't get any negative stuff. Sometimes somebody will say, oh, she looked good before. And so I make sure in my posts that I don't focus on the transformation itself as the picture and the pounds lost and everything like that. I really ask them before I post it, here's your transformation picture. What else has changed in your transformation? Because I like to share not only the picture, but I want people to know deep down kind of what else has changed. So I make sure that I ask those questions too before I post it. I don't want to just blast a picture that says, here's so-and-so who lost 12 pounds and 5 inches in 21 days. Look at her results. I want myself to be able to say, this is so-and-so, and she's lost this weight and these inches. But more importantly, she's gained confidence, and she's leaving on a trip to go to this place in a couple weeks. And for the first time in several years, she has felt comfortable in her skin to be in the picture instead of taking the picture. And that is huge for her. It has nothing to do with just the weight loss. It has to do with her confidence in herself and what she believes she can do from here on out. And now she's ready to move on to other programs that might be a little bit more difficult because she has that confidence in herself again that was lacking before. Over the last year, she's tried everything. And so finally, she's been able to feel like something has worked, and to have that feeling is amazing. So you really want to go into the feeling part of it and even connect their story to your story. So that's a good way of you sharing a little bit about yourself and other people's transformations, especially if you're a new coach and maybe you don't have a transformation, or maybe you started as a new coach and you never really had a transformation, to start with, because you didn't have to lose a lot of weight, or you didn't have, a whole lot of goals for you to reach at that point in time. That is a perfect example of where you can share their story and then relate it to yours and say, I remember when I felt just like that when I started my journey. And it didn't have to do with the scale, and it didn't have to do with this or that. So find a way to turn it back to sharing your story in a way as well. So that's my little tip. Do challenger spotlights, at least one of those a week. I think those are huge. I kind of got away from doing them, and now I'm doing them again. But just ask the challenger in the group. And if it's someone in the group who's not your challenger, don't be afraid to say, hey, I saw your progress so far in the hammer and chisel group. Do you care if I just kind of highlight you on my page? I'm a newer coach. I just want people to see what is possible with this program, who might be interested. Do you care if I share a little bit of your backstory and background, to have some other people that might be interested, even if it's not your challenger? You can definitely do that and reach out to them, but just say, hey, who is your coach? Just so I can let them know that I might be sharing your story too, and I can tag them in the post. So then you go to that coach, who their coach is, and say, hey, I talked to so-and-so. I really want to share their transformation on my page. Do you care if I tag you as their coach? And I'll just say, I'm in this group, and this coach is, or this customer is getting, or client. I like to say client. I don't like to say customer. And this client and challenger is getting amazing results. And their coach, so-and-so, is so proud of them, yada, yada. So you just want to make sure that you don't just say it's your challenger or anything like that, or just steal it, but get permission, talk to their coach, and then you can use that, if that coach and that challenger is okay with that. So anyway, wanted to share that little tidbit. It's so easy to move them from, challenger to coach and a successful coach pretty quickly, because if you have posted that before and after of them and you've tagged them in the post, their friends and family are seeing it. They're going to start asking them questions, and they're going to be like, okay, Brooke, I need to refer them to you, or I need to start doing this myself. And usually they want to do it themselves. I only had a couple people say, I'm not quite ready. I totally respect that. I don't have them just sign up and say, sign up and then I'll coach your people and you can still get the commissions. I don't think that's right either. We should take our time and value it. So I still say, you know what, when you're ready to sign up, you can stay a customer, whatever you feel comfortable with. But if you decide to, these people will always be your challengers, and we'll transfer them to you. Because I don't think it's right to be giving people to other people who aren't interested in coaching them in the first place. It feels weird to me because we're putting in the work. We should be rewarded for it. So just think about that too. But when you tag them, it's kind of like their new coach coming out posts too. So, we have on our team new coach announcements. It's kind of their new coach announcement without being a coach yet. And they see all the people who are interested, and they start becoming more confident. And they're like, okay, there are people who might be interested in what I can offer as a person who's been through this program. So keep that in mind. That's also a reminder that a lot of your best coaches will come from challenge groups. So if you're not hitting Success Club 5 or 10 and having challengers get started every single month with a new program and supporting them and having them in a challenge group and checking in on them, then it's unlikely that you're going to have these transformations to be able to pull people from and use. So always keep that in mind. Too many people focus on one thing and not the other, building their team and not their challengers. I always am bringing in new challengers every single month. My goal is always 10. I usually hit 20. because that brings me the most joy. My joy in coaching is not from just building my team. It's from the transformations that really take place within my challenge groups. And at one point in time, I kind of got away from that, and I was like, okay, I need to train my team. And I was only spending about 20% of my time recruiting new challengers, and then 80% was on my team. And what I found out was my joy was gone. And it was because I was missing that part of coaching that I love so much, because if that was taken away, I wouldn't like coaching. So I flipped it and I got back to that, because the reality is 80% of your time should be spent on recruiting new challengers and coaches all the time, and then 20% on training your team and getting them started right, because you always want to have new people coming in. That's the only way that we can really reach out and touch as many people as possible and change as many lives as possible, is if we are constantly reaching out and adding new people to our networks. And that all starts with Success Club, guys. So if you're not hitting Success Club, I always say you don't really have a business if you don't hit Success Club, and if you're not reaching towards Emerald or Emerald and above, you don't really have a business yet. And I wouldn't call yourself a coach yet, because you really got to get in there and make sure that you are coaching people, that you have some clients that you're working with. So make sure you hit Success Club. Make sure you're reaching towards Emerald, and go out there and get some transformations for yourself so that you can share that as testimonies to help more people. So I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.